live.
Hey, Mickey going live now, so he can capture all my people and shit.
Listen, I gotta go ahead. Y'all was mad at me yesterday.
Mickey going live.
Y'all was mad at me yesterday.
Mickey, man, you don't want Mickey, man. Mickey like Fox News, man.
Hey.
He cuts off his live feed, man, when all the action get ready to start.
No, my girl was ready to go. She was like, I'm home.
Yeah. And then he shakes the camera around, man. You be talking about that. Hey, you couldn't run up to the spot.
Huh? I can't walk.
All right, I'll be up there in a minute. Right. Yeah, man.
So you want to record that day?
Huh?
You want to record that day?
I'm gonna record for a second. I ain't gonna be that long.
The Lord is in this holy temple. If you must talk to God about that.
That's it.
Amen.
I'm getting people ready.
Say what?
I'm getting people ready.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
You know, man.
Praise.
I know, I was waiting on you to come over.
Hey, this is Mickey.
Oh, that's how
Mickey, this is Mickey Jordan right here, y'all.
Y'all showing everybody they
810 Media Group.
They showing everybody they should.
Hey,
Y'all
this is the backup right here, y'all. When I'm not here, this is the backup. But I'm telling y'all right now, take some motion pills because y'all see the tripod, man, but it's on this last leg.
You a motherfucker like this
Man, I was
motherfucker. This is a good one,
I
man.
was dizzy as hell last night.
Oh,
man.
well, that happened because, man, I had to take it off, man. I was trying to tell the people.
Hey, y'all listen. And then it's like Fox News, right? He had
Wow.
like four parts. It went to let me know. Are they coming? Oh God, I'm glad I ain't got the tripod today. I gotta move. Because he got a section over here, man. It's like Arsenio Hall. Like I mean,
Terrible.
Winters thinks she in church. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear Winters in the background. Then Stephanie comes in and oh my God, we got some problems and some issues. Listen, man, I'm trying to tell y'all right now.
Stephanie coming today?
I don't know. I'm trying to get some motherfucking snacks down here. Hey man, I don't know, man. Get some snacks. Hey yo, listen, Stephanie, that's the only. Stephanie, I ain't gonna say that's the only reason. I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna say that, right?
Tell Stephanie we need some snacks in this motherfucker.
Hey, tell Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie, I know you coming on here, Stephanie. We need some snacks, right?
Wow.
But we want some beef jerky or beef sticks.
I'll take
Some
snacks.
Filippo.
Yeah,
What's
tell
that?
her to get a little candy or something for a little sugar booster.
Oh yeah. We need some Halloween candy.
Not $1,500 worth.
We don't need $1,500 worth, but no, we just need what about $10 worth? Yeah. Oh, Mike, President Clack.
Yeah, tell him.
He brought bags. Didn't he?
Yeah, he brought that. I think that was from the school, though.
No,
That
like,
candy, that
no,
candy.
I don't know where it was from. He dry snitched. I am not agreeing with him. I don't know where it was from. Hey, I didn't say ain't nothing.
That's what you do for letting us come on your scene. I'm saying you won't let us back on.
810, we putting out some news, don't they? 810, man. We get some exclusives up in here, man. Oh my God.
We might be able to put out the deal, man. Oh yeah, she was yesterday.
I mean, I tried to watch it, man. Which part is you on? Part 1, 2, 3.
Well, at least I got it till she left. She didn't stay all day.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, I don't think she stayed all day. I love
But which
the
segment
first.
is it?
No, I took the other parts off.
You got segments, right?
No, I took them off. I cleared them.
Man, listen, you can't be doing that, man.
No, because they went number like 4 seconds.
Hey, those the ones, man, that...
It was 4 seconds, though.
Yeah, man.
That's because they was steady calling my phone. My girl was steady calling my phone. You know, when they call your phone, that's how the camera got stuck in the one zone. I was like, hey, man.
Hey, listen. Mickey is the best producer in the city of Flint.
That shit get you in trouble.
For real? Mickey is one of the best producers in Flint. How is that?
That's cool. That's cool.
Man, I'm tired of having to divide. I'm not saying none of that no more. You divided yourself. I ain't lying. I'm gonna just say what I said, and just like he said, no, don't say that. That gets you in trouble. So guess what? See how he divided himself? You got to do that all the time now, all right? I'm not doing it. I'm gonna say all, and you step out there and say, hey, I'm not one of them. That's it. That's all you got to say. What's up, Attorney Williams? How you doing? What's up, Miss Davis? I ain't give y'all no shout out, man. My fault, man. I can't even look through that, man, because my stuff be on like whammy jammy time. Right. I don't see hardly nothing. All I see is who's on here, and that's it, man. My numbers don't show.
No, that's when they let you call on your phone, man. That's when they call your phone. That's the only time they
Ain't nobody calling though.
I said, no, that's how my numbers go to messed up. I can't tell who on hold.
Hey, y'all, listen. Great news today, right? Press conference. It's official. Press conference. News. Oh, there you go. See there? Hey, it's official. Feasibility study press release came out today. It's on my page. It's telling you everything that's going to be happening. It couldn't have came at a better time. Everybody has to participate. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to make it happen. I believe everybody in the city of Flint should get medical insurance for free. I don't care how much money you make. We were poisoned at Camp Lejeune, right? Y'all hear me speak about Camp Lejeune all the time. If you were stationed there between 1957 to 1985, and you were stationed there, if you were a spouse, and you were there for more than 30 days, they give you medical compensation, and guess what, y'all? They had TTHM, and they saying if you were there for more than 30 days, we had TTHM, which is total trihalometane, for 15 months. 15 months. And then we had PFAS. Then you had Lockhart chemicals that were dumping all kinds of chemicals and toxins, all kinds of stuff in Outfall 1, which is the sewer, which was positioned 100 yards in front of the Flint water for the water department. They had been violated since 2009. Yep, I do. You know I want an exclusive interview. Yeah. You ain't got to talk to him live. Yeah, I want an interview. Hey, You don't talk to, no talking to 810, channel 12, none of them. You talk, Degrading. I don't like 810 media. I don't like 810 media group, man. Look at them. They always bogarting, man. Now he saw me talking. Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't like 810 media group, man. They always bogart, man. He seen me talk. That's Fox News right there, man. Mickey Jordan, that's Fox News.
We ain't here working, man.
What's happening? No, I said I want the exclusive interview.
I already locked me down.
From you? No. You know why? Because I never asked.
Okay.
But
That's what you said.
I need you. Yes, you will. And you are.
She already coming to 18.
No,
We already locked it down. We already locked it down.
I need an interview. Now, don't make me have to ask more than once. Because if I have to ask more than once, that means I'm paying. Will you do it? You can say no comment. You can say no comment. I wouldn't pressure you. And then see, here's the thing with me, right? I don't like to do anything that will put you in a position to where you're the city clerk, right? You have to work with everybody. So I wouldn't put you in a position to where you have to say something that it makes you look like you're picking sides. All I like is the truth, honesty, transparency, and that's it, you know. And that's how I am. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, like if I'm on the show with somebody or somebody come on the show with me or on my live, I don't say anything against anybody because I don't want people to think that, you know, when I said that, oh, you was on there with him and you didn't even check him or you didn't say this or you didn't say that. I can't do that.
I'm just not on the fly kind of person. I haven't said anything really other about the situation. I'll talk to
One day you will.
the Bureau for the state.
Oh, okay.
But you know, so my comment to you.
You like it? Just know what I need you to do. Know what I need you to do. Give us a
no,
shout out
no,
to 18
no,
on here. That's
no,
all.
no,
Give us a
no,
shout out.
Give us a shout out. Hey, I need for you to say, hey, I love watching Flint Hood News Network.
Oh my God!
I appreciate all the independent.
The independent, but just you need to say 18. Can you just say 18? Can you say 18?
We are interested in what's happening in the city.
Hello, people.
Talk to him.
Come here, Ariel.
Ariel, you
Ariel,
know
come here, Ariel.
you give us our first shout out, Ariel.
Ariel, no.
Ain't that something right there?
Tell everybody you enjoy watching Flint Hood News Network. No, man, don't tell me.
Now listen here, sir. My TV went out. And all I'm
Had to
concerned
stop
about
you from
is
playing.
didn't do my mailbox.
I'm gonna
to bring
teach
me
you
some,
about playing.
Ching ching. But
Oh, yeah.
we're here today to listen to the concerned pastors and see how Madam Lewis, Dr. Lewis, take up for herself for messing with the man of God. You know, never supposed to grieve the man of God, but she'll find out when maids get here and go to work with her tonight, if they ever show up. Her and the Brady, the Shady Bunch. Ching ching. Release that money. Don't get funny. Yabba dabba do. Over and out.
Yabba dabba do.
Yeah, that's wrong, man.
Hey, what? Say what number you get yabba yabba do from, man?
From that dude that beat the best about Glenn Rice. And that dude that came after Glenn Rice and tried to interpret Glenn Rice because the coach ran out on Glenn Rice and he did it anyway with Dr. Coach.
He talking about
Steve McLean.
No, Steve Fisher was the coach, but I forgot my man that left from went to Arizona State.
Yeah.
Bill Frieder.
Yeah, they don't never talk about that. And then he won the championship. That dude got so much money his ass turned silver. Playing rice. And talk, huh?
What he do? He ran away.
He went Port Huron.
He went to Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Bill Frieder.
But he was a basketball player?
He was the head coach. He had left the year Michigan won the championship with Glenn Rice in 89. He already took the contract. That's when Bo said only a Michigan man will coach Michigan. So he fired him, get him on up there to Arizona. Yeah, tell him go on to Arizona State. That's what you was
That's
wanting
what we Flintstones do. I thought you know. I thought man's hip you to a soldier boy.
So
Man,
I remember
let me
when
go
Bill
talk to
Frieder
the
was the
guy.
coach.
Hey, man, come here, man. Come here. Why you sharp today? Where you been today, all right?
I think I was in a blackout, man. I don't know. I went in the bathroom and fell asleep. I thought I fell asleep for 4 hours in it, and then I come upstairs in the mirror. Me and him was in here by ourselves.
Oh, you in the
He was
mirror?
on the phone, but then Davina talking about, you better get away from him. I said, but yeah, he might call the popo. He ain't got his bodyguards with him.
You in the mirror was up there?
A little while ago, he probably, I think he could, that little dude probably in the room back there listening to you, man.
You say you short.
A little short guy with a little suit on, with a cross on, a silver cross, about $50. I think it's pure gold because he got to talk to the concerned pastor tonight, talking about what they do with the money. But he's the one that got the money. He's trying to pull it.
How did you feel about this interview? How you think it's gonna go tonight, Ariel?
It's going to
This
go.
meeting. How you feel this meeting gonna go?
If the school teacher don't show up with her students, it'll go real smooth. You know how them little white boys went out and shoot up the dollar store, all the darkies in there. Why they come to go in the Vogues and shoot up the Vogues, but the black people show up at the dollar store and get, hey, get the conversation out, here come Tarzan. Hey, but
those co-hons.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
No, that
You
ain't.
know about co-hons, man. You don't know nothing about co-hons. Take them off right now. Take them off right now, man. Hey, you know, those all I wear right there, man.
One of the best ones. I like it.
Yeah. What do you call them? Wingtips. Yeah, y'all. Hey, those co-hons.
I'm comfortable though.
Hey, look, he took after me, man. He saw me with two co-hons.
Nah, them jokers comfortable.
And he asked me, man, man, you don't know, man, look at me, you trying to coordinate, man. Y'all, look, they gonna Tanya. Look, they gonna Tanya. She got her usher uniform today. She had on her praise dance outfit the other day. Hey, she had on her praise team dance.
Now she getting her praise on. She going to church on
I
Thursday.
do not have
She
hot
got
water
her fingers
cornbread.
stuck up. She got on her usher uniform today.
It's a big ham hock in here.
I thought you was warming up, man.
Yes, look like
Oh, man. See, that's some foul. That's some foul, man. Hey, look, I told y'all, man, look, 810 again. 810 again, man. I can't even talk to somebody. Man, come on somewhere. My tripod, man, I forgot.
That's what I better get to be.
But look, hey, y'all, look. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hey, look. Hey, she got the money trade with it. Hey, y'all, look. Look, y'all. Hey, here, when we going to. Hey, look. She got an usher uniform. Look, black stockings. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, Demetrius Clark said, what's happening?
What up?
Hey, go and tell people. Tell Miss Burns what's nice.
We finna put on
Come on, Trey.
This meeting should go.
Here come 810 again, y'all.
It ain't got any on. I'm not saying this should be a quick meeting.
Hey, y'all, look. Here go 810 again. I'm trying to talk.
Listen, it's a big ham hock in there.
Ain't nobody asked you to tell
And I didn't have no, I couldn't make no hot water cornbread.
Hey,
That's
how you
it.
doing?
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh, that was nice and breathing. Oh.
Thank you. Hey, tell my Facebook listeners because 810 gone now.
Oh,
No, man, they trying to run me out. Yeah.
can you give us a shout out on 810, bro?
There you go.
You love 810?
I love Mr. Woodson too. I love 810.
That's all I'm thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody your name, your organization.
I'm not with any organization. I'm a resident of Seventh Ward, but I do advocate on behalf of friends and neighbors within the Seventh Ward. We're just a coalition of people who come together and discuss things, and when things get out of hand in our ward, if I need to step up and I need some help, I call up my friends, my neighbors, and we try to get things done.
That's what I'm talking
That's what it's all about. You don't have any water?
You know I'm gonna be calling you. This cancer feasibility study.
Oh boy, that's
You know that right there can be the foundation of getting things started so that we can get insurance for everybody to get, regardless of how much money you make. Because one thing we can I shouldn't have to take my money I work for.
See that silent prayer. See, they getting here already. They got Lewis over here. They gonna bring up the form. Gina, be here.
and are well-to-do, like ladies who are scheduled that dump toxins into their neighborhoods. So what seems to be
But you know what I've been noticing, especially, after getting out of the military and I was incarcerated for a year. Once I got out, I was fighting for release because there's a lot of people incarcerated that wasn't supposed to be there. We hear people saying, we didn't do anything. People actually didn't do anything. It was veterans that had disabilities, and the way to stop them any compensation, any help was to incarcerate.
There's so much wrong that's done as a citizen, not just across the organization. In response to someone I was watching on YouTube earlier today, a young girl decided to go for her. She never and in a comment that I wrote to her as for illness, I complimented her on her awakening from the American scream, not the American dream.
The screen.
The screen. Because many other people are dying in our midst that they'll never get.
So you're saying that something is better than nothing.
What I'm saying is do what makes you happy. That's what I'm saying. Don't feel as though you have to work towards have that fancy house and everything else. It's like you go to the cross or whatever it is. You're spiritual. I'm not talking about going to church and all that kind of stuff. How do you love myself? What makes us happy?
All right, man. Go to work.
So this is a good conversation that we have. As far as how do we accomplish that? How do we even begin to even set the foundation to even start that mentality or that way of thinking? He's written many books, but some years ago he wrote a series of books entitled Conversations with God. His name is Neil Donald Walsh. Neil Donald Walsh. Walsh.
I'm not saying read his books, but what
I'm saying
he's very
because the way that you're speaking right now is real, it's real. And that's something that you read already.
Yeah, I read those books about 30 years ago.
So to up our game, we need to read something that's educational or inspiring.
Things that are spiritually enlightening. And I'm talking about going down the line because, of course, many of us who are Christians and there are over 30,000 different types of Christianity being practiced just in America alone. I'm saying let's try to become more spiritual because we are stories. It's between us and it's all around us instead of being religious. And listening to the and allowing pastors plenty of times about ministers and I'm hearing you talk about what's going on with pastors in the city of Flint.
Right.
So, you know, I understand respect for the minister positions and those who are true to what it is that they teach. But I'm saying that we also have to go that way. Because I think there's
Within us, right? Our body is the temple.
it is. Because the Spirit of God is within us, within each one of us. It's within every century and everything on this earth. So this is the whole. And if we remember who you really are, then we'll spend more time loving on each other than we will on who you are. We are I have a return to your true self, even though they're unjust for just reasons. We can at least help them to go where peace and just sort of try to know that, hey, what doesn't matter is what I used to tell me. It doesn't matter if you live in a 5 shack or 5,000 square foot mansion.
Right.
Take your
You know what I learned. I say about 2005. I was going to different cities, different states, and I'm calling myself, hey, I'm saying to myself, I'm getting ready to get away from these problems. I'm getting ready to go to the city where they got to go. It seems like, oh man, this city same as Flint. This city got problems. I sat back for a second and just started meditating, reading. I said, hey, you know what? I know why I can't get away from the problems. The problem is me. And a lot of people don't understand. See, they'll take it and twist it and everything comes away. But you are the one. You can't run from it. You got to fix yourself. And once you fix yourself, you're okay. So I learned that. And, like, let me get right. But we're gonna do Zoom together.
Oh, wow.
Zoom together, and I'm gonna have Chia, and we come on at 9 every Sunday.
Okay.
And we talk about church and this is some of the conversations that we have. Something like that. Here comes people.
He ain't never invited me on his show or nothing. That's what I was doing.
Here comes 810 again. Hey, here comes 810, man. But no, before I leave, I'm not going to stay for the whole thing. But before I leave, get your number. And we're going to do a Zoom. If you're not ready this Sunday, we'll be ready. But see, it's just talking realness, right? So we don't never prepare. We don't even talk to each other until like 10 minutes, right? And it's authentic. And we disagree on live, right? But we are able to disagree and be still agreeable. So, and we respect each other. We respect everybody's position and opinion. And not like 810 music. No, because he's standing back there. Because he's standing back there.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel 810
All right. Okay. I'll get your number.
Okay.
Hey, well, I'll be sure. Look, man. All right. I'll be sure.
to 810.
Y'all see how quick he is? He was getting ready to talk mess.
I was, but
He was getting ready to talk mess to me, man. Y'all, look. I'm ready to go up here. I'm ready to go up here and talk mess. Oh, yeah. You follow me?
yeah, I got you.
This is
Y'all winters over there causing mess. With Effie's baby boy, Miss Beverly from the interview we did earlier. You Yeah, put him out, Dennis. Put him out. He got his first warning already. He got his first warning already. How you doing, Jerry? How you doing? We trying to make. He needs to go. I can take care of it. Yeah, all gone. That's terrible. I guess we'll be out here early, fam.
I ain't thinking about that. They sound like they've been worried. I mean, what's going to preach? The white woman who killed somebody with always.
Oh, thanks, Thomas, for joining.
Flint Hood News Network, everybody. This is a spinoff of Flint Hood News Network. 810. Oh, golly, I didn't mean to turn this.
That's what you get. We everywhere.
Oh,
The
God.
Winters Hall show tonight at 9 p.m. primetime edition. Thanks.
Did you call it? You know
So I'm not gonna call it to order because we don't have a quorum. So she's gonna do a roll call and then, we will call to order if we get enough members, but we can continue on as a meeting, as a government, or as a community meeting without that, but, I want her to do roll call for the official no quorum. Me and the clerk discuss it.
what? We got it. Everything you want to do is just straight it out and we move forward.
Yeah, we'll do a roll call and then we can play it out.
I just didn't want to, if there are any people that have a form and I'm just going to go up and we can get it. Mr. Bates.
Present.
Ms. Lewis is not in. Mr. Murphy is not in. Ms. Christie is not in. Ms. Murphy Carter. Present. Ms. Burns. Present. Mrs. Shannon is not in. Mr. Pfeiffer.
Present.
Ms. Worthing is not in. You have 4 members present.
Okay, we have 4 members present. We don't have a quorum, so I will open up the floor. Mr. Bates, do you want to call for public speaking? What do you want to do?
Well, now this is what I want to do. I want to read it to the record. Charlotte language before we get started. And the Charlotte language that I'm going to read from 3-201B. No, 201B. And 201B reads as follows. The city clerk shall preside until city council is chosen as president. Thereafter, this is the part that's important. Thereafter, the city council shall meet at least 2 times per month at such times and places as shall be stated in the city council rules. All meetings called for the purpose of discussing city of Flint business, and this is real important, and all gatherings of 3 or more city council members at which city of Flint business is discussed shall be public, and public notice shall be given in the manner provided by statute for meeting of public bodies. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the clerk, Ms. Donahue, public notice was done in the manner provided by statute.
Yes.
And this is a gathering of 3 or more
discussing city business. Now that means we won't take action, there will be no votes, but this meeting has been properly posted for a gathering of 3 or more. The law don't allow us to meet and talk privately, 3 or more. If it's gonna be more than 2, we must do it open in public. And this meeting was called by myself and Councilwoman Burns. We wanted to have public dialogue with a group of folks who some of us respect highly. These concerned pastors. Pastor Harris is the president and has been the president of the concerned pastors. I've had the opportunity to work with him during the water crisis, and we feel that we call this meeting, Mr. Piper and Ms. Winfrey Carter. We appreciate you being here because we feel it's a reason for us to talk special and have a special meeting for a government operations committee meeting with the concerned pastors at this time in a public manner. That's the respect that I have for them. And by me knowing Pastor Harris and the concerned pastors, I believe that they have a certain respect for us. This is a community, it means something, and we are about the serious business of the city of Flint. Mr. Chairman, before I give the floor back, I don't think we have to deal with any requested changes to the agenda. I don't think we're going to take action. I think we're going to have a good public dialogue, and we'll see how it goes. If I may, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Burns teamed up with me, and we talked, the 2 of us, with the rationale of why we want to do it. If you will allow her to stick with this agenda as it relates to the special meeting that was called by First Ward Council Member Eric Mays and 6th Ward Council Member Ms. Burns for the purpose. I've said what I've had to say. I don't know if she has anything, but other than that, I'm ready to proceed and communicate, gather 3 or more, and talk business.
Thank you, Councilman Mays, and I want to say to the pastors, thank you for being here. It is important that we clear up issues in our community in an expeditious way so that things don't carry over. I appreciate all of my colleagues, Councilman Pfeiffer, Councilwoman Jerry Carter, and Councilman Mays, our city clerk, for being here to address the issues which were publicly made and on the news. I think we have to do everything in public, not private, or else we're in violation of the Open Meetings Act. So I have to say thank you for coming, and I want to piggyback off what Councilman Mays said, because there's a great respect for the clergy in our community, and we'd like to work together to make sure we're all moving the city of Flint forward. Mr. Piper.
So, you want to do public speech?
Can we hear a presentation first, and then we? Can we hear the pastors and then?
Well, we got opportunity even during that period of time when you hear this, we're kind of.
Okay, public speaking, first public speaker, Madam.
Good evening, esteemed council members, ladies and gentlemen. I want to commend you on convening this meeting, and I regret the absence of a quorum. In recent times, the Ashley Capital matter has captured our attention, igniting strong emotions and allegations. Some suggest that Ashley may have conspired with nonprofits to make gifts, some called bribes, to 2 council members described as charitable donations. It's natural to feel passionately about city matters, but let's never allow this passion to cloud our commitment to our community's principles. Our city stands at a crossroads. Some council members feel pressured to rush to judgment without affording due process. Fairness, due process, and justice are the foundations of our society, not mere words. Where is the concrete evidence that a conspiracy exists? How is it fair to persist when you've already faced a negative result, especially without new evidence? Constitutional due process ensures fair and unbiased investigations based on facts, not emotions. It's a principle none of us who have ever been accused would willingly give up. Allegations alone are not sufficient to establish wrongdoing or guilt. Accusations should be supported by substantial evidence. Furthermore, let's not forget the importance of addressing all relevant parties if the allegations prove true. Just as there can't be a gift without a giver, Ashley, there can't be money laundering without a middleman, charities. Where are the resolutions against them? Fairness and justice require a comprehensive examination and accountability for all parties, not just a few. Otherwise, it just looks like a political vendetta, further eroding our trust in council. This is the fourth time I remind City Council that this matter is under active investigation by the Ethics and Accountability Board. Let us allow the investigators to do their work, respecting the process. Lastly, let's also remember the value of civility in our discourse. Regardless of our differences, treating each other with respect and dignity is essential for productive dialogue. As Proverbs 16:24 reminds us, kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Every elected officer in the city of Flint swears an oath of office to faithfully discharge the duties of office. This responsibility includes fidelity and adherence to the provisions of the Flint City Charter and to the U.S. Constitution. Thank you for your time, and let us remember the principles of justice, fairness, due process, civility, and kind words as we navigate these troubling waters.
Mr. Matthews, can you just state your name for the record? I don't think you said.
Doug Matthews, retired social worker, 1520 Linwood Avenue.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council. My name is R.L. Mitchell. Not like that judge just didn't want to announce his name and get up first before you. But I understand it was a call for the concerned passengers. The council, and I made my business to come down here and address this city because, like Gerald Rico, he died fooling with them black mold houses and stuff with cat, urinating on what? Bleaching, and I was down there here, a man died and came to life, was fooling with that junk, but nobody don't ever talk about this stuff. In Flint, over on the Broad Highway, the water tower says Flint strong. We Flint strong because we got concerned pastors in Flint, like Bishop Roger L. Jones. I guess he'll come in a minute and address the city like they're supposed to be addressed, especially Hurley Hospital. And everybody, when they play the race card, nobody want to address it. But I believe Roger Jones, he will address it because he supposed to be on the Hurley Hospital board, but people like that always don't want to mention his name, come up here, do everything decent in order. Look at the empty seats. The Brady bunch. Y'all never get a vote done for the people is dying before they get their poison money. And other people in other cities see this junk, and they just playing off of we the people in Flint. And people just, all that junk looking like pious looking face, like, look at your face, Tarzan. I mean, that's your nickname you got. Yeah, you, Mr. I can't even pronounce your name, but listen to this dude talking that colonial talk. That's supposed to be, anyway, addressing this situation about our money. Our money situation. Every time we get close to getting the money for the people, send out this Dr. Fields always, and the school teacher supposed to be a leader, addressing, jumping on people and talking about gun plate going through the car and walking off, and you following her lead, Miss Worthy, city attorney, and everybody think Flint is a junkie, okie dokie, But the man of God is, the main thing is the man of God supposed to be up here. I mean, he go, yep. Because when I was 17 years old, I went a meeting Reverend Jones at Southwestern High School. That's the only high school left in Flint. Matter of fact, he come to see his fiancée, and I was standing by, I was all got by his wife. Anyway, he was the first Church of God in Christ man to go integrate the Baptist church people and up. I'm looking at the clock, and now that's the Brady bunch. They invented this goofy time, and you can't talk straight with dealing with two people. No, that's it.
Next speaker.
Good evening, Council. My name is Jan Marie Arbor. I'm happy to be here this evening for a primary reason, but first, I would like to say that I'm very disappointed that there aren't more council members here to address a very important subject. First, I'd like to address a comment made by my fellow resident in the 7th Ward, Mr. Doug Matthews. My comment is that corruption should never exist in local politics, nor should the appearance of corruption exist in local politics. Whether or not it's deemed that the gifts accepted by councilpersons Lewis and Murphy were inappropriate, they were inappropriate. They were not disclosed, and that makes them suspect. It's unacceptable. It's reprehensible, and a further stain upon the city and its governance. I'm here primarily to speak on behalf of Councilman Pfeiffer. Mr. Pfeiffer did nothing wrong. He simply spoke in error, which we often do ourselves. Mr. Pfeiffer clearly used an article of speech when he said, "the monkey in the room." He did not use a personal pronoun and say, "you are the monkey in the room." I think it's absurd that you're being asked to make a public apology for an offense that you did not create. However, your colleague, who represents me from the 7th Ward, is the one I believe who owes an apology to you. She inferred that you're a snake. She said that you slithered. She said recently she did not call you a snake, but by her inference she did. What does Merriam-Webster say about the definition of the verb slither? To slide on or as if on loose, gravelly surface. Number 2, to slip or slide like a snake. She called you a snake. She owes you an apology. I watched her while you were speaking. I paid attention to her. When you made a slip of the tongue, her face automatically turned to that of Miss Lewis. And she was signaling, because she is a communications person, skilled at that. She knows how to manipulate language, visuals, and symbols. That's her professional strength. I believe she's the reason that Councilwoman Lewis appeared before the media, and this brouhaha is what it is. It's unfortunate. For when true racism occurs, it oftentimes falls on deaf ears because of the insinuation, the implication of racism where it does not exist. I'm very sorry that you're having to go through this, that your name and your reputation are being tarnished. You don't deserve it, Councilman Pfeiffer. This is purely political. And to have called upon the clergy is despicable. very, very sorry. Again, that you're experiencing this. I hope that the clergy has paid attention to the footage instead of to the lying lips that whispered false things in their ears, causing them to stand before the public beside someone who lied on you. It's wrong. It's simply wrong. You deserve the apology. You were the one insulted. And I'm sorry for that. Thank you for your time.
Whoa, he came. My third ward, councilman.
Now, public speaker?
Good evening, Arthur Woodson. Let me start off by saying this. I respect pastors. I respect the church. That's the thing, pastor, church. In barbershops, there's two rules. We don't talk about church and politics in a barbershop because they are controversial and there's going to be some deep emotions and conversation about that. Saying that, when that pastor steps outside that church, down here, into this political arena, I no longer see them as a pastor. Especially when they are siding with an elected official. Well, social issues is great, but siding with an elected official is not. Because I might not like that elected official that they are supporting. So when they do that, that opens them up to criticism. Now, when we got together with the pastors, it was pastors and activists. We fought against GISD because they were taking money from our school district, and we stood together. We won. It was something that we agreed on. I never seen Moses go down and speak to the people, Pharaoh, and say, I'm going to work with you. Let's have a meeting in the back room and compromise on how many people you're going to let go. He said, let my people go. Period, point blank. You stood, Pastor Harris, with Chris Martin against the 4 board members who was fighting Mount Community College. And y'all tried to scold them, and you followed Chris Martin. We fought together against GISD. As soon as Chris Martin came in, everything collapsed. Again, you stood with Chris Martin. Chris Martin is a political prostitute. I'm not afraid to say it. It's not personal. I'm speaking on lines of politics. And like I say, once you step down here, you open yourself up. Read, lie, kick Miss Beverly out of his center. He said because of the recall. The recall was against Liddell Lewis. Playing politics, political prostitute. You sit back and accept money. I'm going to hold and reserve the rest of my comments until after I hear their presentation. Thank you.
Next public speaker? Thank you, sir. Any more public speakers?
Yeah, 810 at the whole camera.
Any more public speakers?
810 media.
None. We want to do a roll call? Council response. Any member of council wish to respond to public comments?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Mills.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we had 3 public speakers, as always, a good say something later. That opportunity might very well present itself. I'm hoping and praying, y'all hear me saying that I'm hoping and praying that we have a productive, good meeting, that everybody in here can respect everybody in here. And whether I know me and you have differences, you take it with thick skin. When you're in politics, you take it with thick skin. The pastors, they preach and they know all the things that's been said in the Bible, so they got thick skin from the way that they live. So we can handle it, but we don't have a productive dialogue. I'm glad to see Mr. Murphy show up, and now we have a quorum. And even though we cited the charter, Mr. Murphy, about 3 or more gathering and being properly posted, we can proceed more comfortably now with what we're doing. We're just finishing up public speaking. We'll then get to the purpose, and my intent is to open it up to Pastor Harris and let him facilitate and do and communicate however he wants to him and the other pastors. Thank you so much.
I just want to thank all the public speakers because this is probably the most uncomfortable topic we could ever have because we're talking about we're here because of race. And we're here because of race and conduct and words. At some point, I guess we're going to have to deal with it. Our council meetings are nationwide, and some are even worldwide. And as things play out in real time, there are embarrassing moments. You know, we have had council members be called ghetto. We have had council members and residents be called a cult who were black. So we do have some issues, and there's things that this council has got to work out. And I thank Councilman Murphy for showing up, because I can see that there are some changes that are happening amongst us. But race is such a topic, we should all be here. Because if we can play out in our normal council meeting, we should have made the commitment to be here for this meeting, so that we can talk about it. Not in a press conference, but in an open, legally posted meeting. And that was the purpose, to have dialogue, to hear what the pastors have to say, so that we can take constructive criticism, you know, and get the tools to work on to improve, so that we can begin dialogue. Because I haven't been here almost 2 years. I have a good rapport with Pastor Harris, but I would like to see all of the pastors here. You know, I would have wished that meeting, that you have reached out to us. Because it was when I watched it, and I was in the Black Leadership meeting when I got text messages that those comments were made. Our council did immediately begin to auto-correct. That wasn't told to you. It wasn't fair to you. It was auto-corrected. Councilman Mays said something, I said something, and Councilwoman Carter did. And so I'm glad that you're here, and thank you for being here so that we can have the uncomfortable conversation so that we can progress and move forward.
Any other council members?
Yes, thank you, Councilman Piper. First, I would like to thank all of you for attending this meeting. I would like to thank those individuals who got up and spoke. Thank you for being engaged. I just want to say it is imperative that we address the recent press conference held by Councilwoman Adele Lewis, during which she made, in my opinion, false claims and spewed misinformation about her colleagues on the city council, particularly Councilman Dennis Pfeiffer, who misspoke by saying, let's address the monkey in the room, instead of let's address the elephant in the room. It is important to emphasize that that incident was not racially motivated, in my opinion, but rather a matter of professional differences and interpersonal conflicts within the city council. In this case, I just want to say the consequences of Councilwoman Lewis's actions, they were severe. Our community has been through a lot. Not only does it damage the reputation of Councilman Pfeiffer, who misspoke, but it also fosters a divisive atmosphere within the community. Falsely accusing someone of using racial slurs can have a long-lasting and harmful repercussions, not just for the individual involved, but the community as a whole. We gotta do better. Gotta do better. You know, it really intensifies racial tension and create unnecessary animosity within our community. So I'm glad that the concerned pastors are here, because this is a discussion that's well needed. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy-Carter. Mr. Murphy, you're the last one. Good. I'll use my time real quick. I want to thank all the speakers. Ms. Carter, I'm humbled by your comments, and the colleagues' comments. Anybody who knows me or has had a conversation with me knows that it wasn't that my comments were not in any way racially motivated. I think a majority of the community that I've heard from also agrees with that. Obviously, there's some that don't. But I will say that you know, we're up here, we're in the heat of passion, and sometimes, you know, we don't have teleprompters or anything else like anybody else. We truly speak from, you know, what's on our mind or whatever else, and I definitely misspoke. I don't, you know, go back and watch it. You know, I was trying to say we're trying to get the monkey off our back with the misconduct that I believe with the councilwoman was chairing. Did it come out and, you know, monkey off our back or elephant in the room? It's a misspoke, or I misspoke, and I'm very clear. But in no way was it racially motivated. It's disappointing that that moment was used as a deflection. And if we know all the potential, I'll say potential alleged violations of charter law, whatever else that are being spoke about, we know that it's unfortunate that it's taken away the true conversation that needs to happen. We're already a divided council, we're a divided city, we have a lot of issues. But to go to a press conference and allege someone's feelings, or, you know, that somebody made a racial comment, as a white person, once you get labeled that, and once you get that attacked, it's a hard thing to overcome. It's a hard thing to overcome, and you know, it's one day at a time. I spoke to Pastor Harris, you know, before the meeting, and what don't kill you makes you stronger. So I hope that in the end, this will be a learning moment for myself, for the community, for the council, and we can move forward. And hopefully, this is just a teaching moment. and we can learn and we can make ourselves better for them. So I want to thank my colleagues for coming. Thanks to my colleagues for calling this meeting, for the community, for the pastors for showing up and discussing this. Like I said, I know what my true intentions were, and hopefully you know that, because I'm not hiding. I'm here. I'm showing up to talk about it and to address it. So I think we can take attention from who is not here, who doesn't want to discuss it, and go from there. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, do we need to take roll call, or? Okay, then let's get to the purpose of the meeting. Mr. Mays or Ms. Burns, do you want to announce whoever you want to have speak?
Mr. Chairman, I think we know who's here. It's 5 council members present. And, we know that. But the purpose of the meeting for me, I've got high respect for the concerned pastors and all of the pastors and men of God in the city of Flint. It means something to me. My father was a pastor. And so I got respect for Mr. Woodson, but I respectfully disagree, Mr. Woodson, when I hear you say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to have an opportunity to chime in, just like I was telling everybody that's here in the community. But with the respect I have for you, the respect I have for pastors, and by me being a member of the council, I want the council to be respected and effective. I do believe that I was brought up back in the day with Reverend Robbs and Reverend Aldridge and all of those guys before I knew Daddy was going to be a pastor, before I knew Pastor Harris and others. I was just brought up in that era. Martin Luther King and others, they got involved in social rights, politics. They got congregations, and each congregation listened to them. And we got a majority Black Christian city, in my opinion, in Flint. And so it's an important dialogue. And I think that if after I'm dead and gone, they're going to continue to be effective in social areas and politics. And I know that they can be right, they can be wrong, but some of it go hand in hand in a community and in our country. So I thought it was important for this community to have dialogue. This is my 10th year here, and I've worked with certain folks during the water crisis, in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. And so for this moment in time, for what we're doing now with the politics of the city, whether they, you, me, or this council talk about what happened or what's happened in the past with this council, what happened that day in reference to what Mr. Piper and Ms. Winfrey College, some already spoke on, and what happens in the future, I believe it was time to pause, communicate publicly, and have a power. If we want a better effective Flint, and we know it's 9 people elected to this council that controls the purse strings, the welfare of parishioners and residents, I thought, and I'm glad the Lord has blessed us with this type of meeting and communicate about the past, what happened then, and moving forward, because whether anybody else believes it or not, I believe the majority of residents that I support in the first ward who support me are Black Christian residents. residents in this community. And so without me taking a formal poll, I believe that that's the demographic around the city. And I know for a fact that all the concerned pastors haven't been black. It's been white pastors involved. So that covers a bigger demographic. So there's been white pastors and white folks connected in this Christian community. So the purpose of this meeting, if I may, Ms. Burns, if I may, Mr. Bible, I want to hear what the pastors want us to hear. I want to hear what they want to tell us, what their thoughts are, and then we can continue the dialogue. And then I don't think it's no football game or nothing on, but I'm going to be eager to get back to my couch and eat me a hamburger and look at television if I get ready, if the Lord bless me for tomorrow. So the purpose of the meeting is for dialogue. And Pastor Harris, I hope you and the pastors can handle it. I hope the city council can handle it. And I hope that we have frank and open dialogue with the community, and the community can handle it. And we take care of business and leave out of here, whether we agree or different. What is Father? God is love. Peace. Peace and love. That's what I'm hoping. God bless us all. Should I say Pastor Harris? Ms. Burns, you okay with that? Pastor Harris, can I give him the floor and let him operate the way he wants to with him and his pastors and the community? Y'all stay tuned because we might be with y'all as well.
I want to say good evening to everybody and thank you for being here, especially to the fine council persons that are here. Thank you so very much. I understand that your job is very, very tough. And I want to thank my fellow concerned pastors who are here within the Degrading Second Chance Church, Pastor Floyd Fuller, Mount Tabor Baptist Church, Pastor Jacob Hawkins from Lutheran Baptist Church, Minister Latrell Holmes, he had to leave from Grace Baptist Church, and Kevin Thompson, Pastor Kevin Thompson from St. Paul Church. I want to thank you all for being here. And the reason that concerned pastors are here is that we understand that we've got to get back on the same page. We've got to understand that we are all in the city of Flint, and we have to be very careful not to take issues to slander or discredit who our colleagues are. All of us make mistakes. Can I get amen on that? All of us make mistakes. None of us are perfect, but the question is, we can spend all night talking about the meetings and some very tough issues that have to be dealt with. We can talk about anger, we can talk about name calling, we can talk about racial epithets or suggested statements that can be misinterpreted. We can talk about conflict of interest. We can talk about unfair application of the rules. We can talk about all that, but our concern is, and our goal is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? How can we move forward and be on the same team? And that doesn't mean that I understand we don't have to agree on everything, but we don't need to be so disagreeable. Bishop of Great Holy Temple, Roger Jones says we can disagree, but we can't disconnect. And I agree with that. I said on August 25th that it was my prayer that we all perform a deep personal evaluation of our words, motives, actions, and deeds, and be willing to acknowledge any wrongs and take the necessary steps to correct our actions and be reconciled to anyone we have offended. That's what the concerned pastors are asking all of us to do in the room. Let's look at ourselves, be honest with ourselves, bury the hatchet, and move forward. I believe we can do that. I pass the Saints of God Church, Second Ward. Anything that happens in the Second Ward, I'm going to attend, and I'm going to be a part of. If that press conference, I made no mention of this fight. My remarks were basically what I just said here now. It's unfortunate that that was taken and to take a negative twist upon the other council members. That was wrong to be done by Ms. Lewis. You know, that was wrong. There's no doubt about that. You have to tell the truth. And other things that have taken place. And we want you to know that we are not on anybody's side. We're not condemning anybody. We want the truth to come out, and we want this council to operate in a way where we can move forward. That's all we're here for. I'm not here to slander anybody, ruin your reputation, or anything like that. How can we move forward? And I'm trusting and I'm believing that even though it may be difficult, that these 5 council persons who are here tonight, I believe, can move that process forward. Just by being here tonight. The ones that are absent is very unfortunate and not helpful to the situation. We're counting on you 5 council members that showed up here tonight. That says to us that you want the city to operate the way that it should, and you want to respect one another, and you can not agree without falling out and slander one another. Can we do that? And we're trusting, we're praying that we will support you as you do that. Now, what does that look like? Does someone have to come in from outside, non-biased, and do a workshop with the group? I don't know what it looks like. But you all, you have 5 of you. You can decide what can bring unity, what can bring harmony, and move that forward. And we support you 100%. The things that I've done wrong, I say forgive me. When I'm wrong, I can say I was wrong. But with that being said, how can we move forward? I'm not here to slander anybody. I'm not here to lift anyone up over anybody else. I'm not here to condone anybody that does something wrong. But when it's all said and done, what's the next step? And how can we help? Thank you for your work. I know it's a difficult job, very difficult. Pastors always get in difficult situations we don't agree with. But how can we move forward? Let me make myself crystal clear. The Bible said all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Not we all have sinned. But with whatever has happened, whatever was said, whatever was done, can we get to the point where we can acknowledge those things and move forward, even if, hypothetically speaking, the other 4 don't support it? Can you all move forward with us?
Can I,
support
Mr. Chairman, can I ask Pastor a question? Pastor, you asked a profound question. And the profound question that you asked, and I know there's other pastors here, and all of you have got wisdom, but the profound question that you asked for me, this is my 10th year here, and I could be dead wrong, but we are in a public arena. Anything we say or do sometimes make the news or the newspaper in some cases. And I know that I did all kind of wrong. You might not cuss like I cuss. You might not have went the wrong way with 3 or 4 blacks after having a drink, they say. So I know I've done wrong. You talked to me the other day about the use of the term handkerchief issue. And that just don't apply from the definition I get to certain council members I've referred to, but it applies to other folks too that ain't elected. So your profound question is how to. And I said to you the other day, you said here in a long council meeting, and what's that pastor who was with you from Mount Carmel? Reed. Said he along to Reed. Pastor Reed. Thanks, Mr. Woodson. The how-to is what gets me. Forgiving folk is kind of easy to be. I'm kind of sensitive. I'm like a little crybaby sometimes. My heart is a certain way. But the how-to, and in politics, I know y'all experience the same thing as pastors with certain church members. You forgive and the how-to, but in this public arena, when a whole lot of people is looking, my biggest issue with how-to, if we started from this day forward, and somebody said or did something out of the way to be on this council, my natural instinct is to say two things back. Now that's the how-to that I'm trying to get past, because it's a survival thing. Because when somebody says something, it spreads across the city and it affects my reputation. If I turn the other cheek and don't say nothing, whether that's true or false, what they said or done, it spreads like wildfire. So the how-to is problematic for me, because as I sit up here to try to do my job, and I try to treat everybody nice, when I find out how people talk and do, where you might turn the other cheek and pray to God, I'm going to pray to God, but I'm going to be asking for forgiveness, because I'm going to say something snappy back to him. Maybe twice. So if we here today and we sincere, the how-to for me in this political arena versus in the godly arena. Before we leave, we better talk about that a little more, because you're saying, how do we? It's easy if everybody treat everybody right, but it's difficult if people take cheap shots. That's why I wanted to call this meeting with you. I'm not going to let you be out in the community, have informed, have a mistake, have information, and then I'm going to lash out. You and I ain't seen some stuff out of it, but then nobody never know it. It didn't, get like that. But in our arena, it gets like that. I was president of the council, and certain things happened. And I would have loved to have the support of the concerned pastors, but y'all wouldn't have knew the details of what was going on. When I was praying in court, knowing I didn't have 4 blacks, it wasn't but 3. I would love to have the support of the concerned pastors. There's so many things that can happen, not with just this council, but others, that I would love to have the support of the concerned pastors in the city of Flint. So that how-to, I know we'll talk privately, but I got to figure out politically, I wouldn't care if it was Trump or that McCarthy, who just lost his spot. In politics, it's rough to let folks say stuff and say that. I think that's why Hillary lost, because Trump talking about it. In high school, we say you pan and talk back. If folks up here look at themselves and talk about themselves, then I think we'd be all right. But the seat I sit in, I'm a target, and sometimes it's tough to keep folks operating if you don't say that. Now, I believe in prayer. I might not have to say nothing and just go home and pray hard on it. And I do pray, But I just thought I wanted to speak on that how to. If you figured out, other than the 5 here, even with the 5 here, that is the tough $1 million question as to how do we do it. Period.
And the challenge is, in spite of what was said that wasn't true, in spite of what crushed me, can I still move forward for the greater good? It's not easy. Can I say, yes, I was kicked in the face, and I was treated wrongly, but can I still, in spite of that, can I still press toward bringing everything together? In spite of that. I'm not trivializing how you feel, but we don't want that, what's happened to me, to handicap it. I understand what you're saying 100%, but still, you're a part of the group that has to make things better. Sometimes it's not easy, because whatever you do is going to be misinterpreted. Somebody's going to misinterpret what we're saying. And there are some who won't be reconciled. But I'm only responsible for myself.
Let me ask this question, if I may. And you know, I talk a lot. They'll shut me down.
Okay.
Let's say we use the strategy of, I don't know, you don't know the scripture. Pastor Thompson and others don't know the scripture. They don't know the song that happened at funerals or whatever. To make the work that I do speak for me. So if I thought the most important work we had right now in front of us, for me, the most important work is about 30 to 50 million or so in the division of money to spread across this community to help folk. And in spite of those who ain't here, in spite of the differences, if the concerned pastors is sincere, just like we, and I believe you are, just like we did in the water crisis. Right now, as we distribute that 30 to 50 million across the community to the operationists, the people we represent, that's the work that I want to see speak for us. This is a rare opportunity. And so, knowing we can't control personalities, mind what we say or do, but we can maybe enter into a project with this council crying out for help with a relationship to, in a timely manner and in an effective manner, distribute their funds. Maybe if we can't control people's behavior, maybe that the work that we can get done might affect that. It's just a thought whether you respond or not, but that's something I'm concerned about. And I know people.
And I think that's a valid concern, and you should hold on to it, and at the appropriate time, vote accordingly. Is there any other feedback from the other council persons?
Thank you, Pastor Pierce. Because I want to, and I get what you're saying. We talk about how to move, press forward,
yes,
collectively come together. And I am honestly conflicted by it. I'm going to tell you with some of my colleagues. I'm not saying, because I think that I've seen some things like even me and Councilman Murphy, we're laughing now. And it's we change and bring forward some things. So there are some changes. So what spun off from the monkey comment? My daughter's picture was put on Facebook. She was called a monkey. My daughter is married to a white man. Councilwoman Lewis has been communicating and commenting and she came on my Facebook page and on my post and made a comment. That's unforgivable. I made it very clear, I will absolutely never deal with her. I don't find one redeeming quality in her. If her child, and I know her child, or anyone's adult children or minor, if someone had done what they did to my child, even if I like the person or not, I would have defended the child in the situation, despite the differences with the adults. When we talk about her character and what she's doing to this council and misleading, and I honestly felt bad for the pastors because you weren't given good information. She saw a window of opportunity, and I texted you the letter. When the meeting came that day before the meeting started, you and I had corresponded. I had talked to Council Mays, and I had canceled on Monday with the city clerk, and she sent out correspondence to let everyone know. You sent out an internal letter. In the internal letter, she posted on Facebook. So she saw a window of opportunity to further divide this community. I have a problem with that. And so when I sent you the letter, then the post, there's the post of my daughter and her husband, several posts, several of them, from her wedding reception pictures that were just paraded across and put that she's a monkey. And one of the posts said, Mom and Dad, even my monkey mother-in-law agrees with her boyfriend, Councilman Dennis Pfeiffer. Now, I don't know when they actually got together and started funking, F-U-N-K, but her polyamory boyfriend, Ditchers, calls him my pumpkin monkey. These are comments that Liddell Lewis will comment on this person who does these. She comments, and she shares posts from this person. Now, she didn't share this post, but she did come on the post and say, you know what? I need to stop dealing with this person. I don't have one friend that is my friend that, for my friends, I let them know, I give them flowers while they are alive. I let them know that I love them. My friends would have called me to the carpet and said, you know, Tommy, this is unacceptable if you're doing this. My friends, I make sure that I don't embarrass them. They don't have to defend my bad behavior. But it is almost like it's a game of thrones. So when the letter came out, the meeting was canceled Monday, your letter came out Tuesday, and she put the letter up. So she's not trying to bring this community together because her comments that she decided to make was totally about the council members she doesn't like. And she stated, council members calling meetings without consenting with other colleagues is a problem. They would have known about the lack of quorum if they had reached out to other colleagues. That's a violation of the Open Meetings Act and the Charter, which she needs to become more familiar with. Then she said, moreover, the callers of the meeting forgot to check the availability of the concerned pastors. I had already talked to you about that on Monday. Your letter came out on Tuesday. These rogue gatherings held under the guise of a council meeting must stop. Missing a rogue meeting while I was at a League of Women Voters Conference is what triggered my unnecessary recall. And then she posted your internal letter, which is to the pastors.
Yes.
She's not a pastor.
Right.
I have always, and I have met with you before, and our conversations were in confidence. They were between you and I. Right. I deeply respect you. I deeply do. She saw a window of opportunity to take something and completely contort it.
Right.
And then it was spun off my child. My daughter may be 33, but at no point can you put my child. I'm a mother. And I'm going to protect mine with all that I have.
Say that again.
So when we talk about how we get along with people up here, there's things that you just don't see. You know, we talk about different things, and if I make a mistake, I'll be the first one. I have apologized for things that I may have said or misspoke to my colleagues, or not even misspoke, that they didn't understand because I'm a black woman and my colleague was a white woman, and different things, you know, that I may have said. And I apologize where I make the mistake at, because that's how I was raised, and that's how I raised my children. But when you have individuals up here, they're clearly here to divide. I have no, Councilman Pfeiffer and I, we can amicably disagree. Me and Councilman Mays have not always agreed. You know, not at all. And me and Councilman Murphy haven't. Now, me and Councilman Jeremy McCarthy, we generally agree most of the time. But she's my god sister, so we're like mine. She's going to make sure that when I'm not walking straight up, or that I'm not right, she's going to correct me in my wrongness. She's going to pull me aside and stop me when I'm doing something that's incorrect. And I'm going to do the same for her and support her. So how do we get back to where the pastors want us to be? There's going to have to be some changes. We don't ever bring up people's children and think it's okay. She says things she's run up on me before, where an officer had to give her 3 directives to step back. She did a news conference, and she should have been here. We wouldn't be here if she didn't take something, because if he hadn't said monkey, first of all, Deacon Dumas, everybody knows, been the first person to be all over, and he stayed to the end of the meeting. And I would have gotten on Councilman Pfeiffer. And it would not have been nice. I might have been on the news, and there was a few choice words. I had God to forgive me the next day or after that moment. I know my other colleagues too. But to take that and see a window of opportunity, like she did with that letter, that's what she did with gorilla or monkey in the room. And gorilla in the room is a term. It is a term. And we had a big problem. Every meeting she chairs is a dumpster fire. You look at the mood and the vibe in this room now. She looks like the audience members. Some are in her ward. She got a lady sleeping in her car. So we talk about people's behavior. She'll come and say something different to you and to the pastors than what she's presenting up here. She had called Councilman Mays a mother effing bee and told me. I was furious. And I told Councilman Mays, I had asked him, and I asked her, she says, well, the camera people heard it. And so did the journalists. And so I asked Kevin while we were in open session. I said, did Councilman Mays, did you hear Councilman Mays call Councilwoman Lewis and mother effing me? The cameraman for 12 and 25 said no. The reporter said no. Councilwoman Judy Priestley, she said she heard it. She said no. At that time, and I don't block people, that spoke to her character. Because what would have happened, I was ready to be all over him for disrespecting a woman and a colleague, and it didn't happen. So when people feel so freely to lie and to carry it on and take a window of opportunity, and in this meeting, it's recorded, and I stated to her, I don't find you to be a woman who would have accepted a man or any person calling you that. I said, it's on video. And he didn't do it. But she was willing to allow people to be angry, to set the tone that he was calling her a name. Now, I'm not going to defend him all the time, because me and Councilman Mays had some words. He didn't put me out, I didn't put him out. That has happened. But we work through our differences for the community. I'm deeply saddened that she's not here, because racial divisiveness and the uncomfortable conversation is something this community did not need, does not need, and to continue for her to pour gasoline on it is dangerous. She did it again yesterday during our meeting, and she said he said that black women in the 7th ward, he doesn't want their houses painted. And she mentioned again the monkey. So she keeps throwing gas on the fire. And I don't know how you fix it. I don't. Because I think when Pastor Thompson, she cussed him out twice. But then she'll pretend like nothing happened. I don't know how I believe in prayer, we can pray through everything. This is a problem. And I really don't know how we solve it. I don't. The mood in this room, or we don't get agendas done, is because she does not fear charity. There are 3 of us that she throws out every chance she gets and gives warning. But she will never warn the person in the 9th ward. And I think you saw that evening that you were here.
Yes, I did.
And it's not fair. It happened again. It's a vibe. It's the 5. And they stick together. We are a collective body of 9, not 5. 5 gets you 5 votes. But there are 9 of us. We should be trying to focus on 9 council members working together, not just 5 at any and all costs. So I appreciate you being here. Will I ever be friendly with her? No. Not ever. Unapologetic about it, because my child, I have to call her to tell her and her husband, because I have to explain and put it on my Facebook page why someone in this time and day and age has decided to put monkey across her picture and call her monkey because she's married to a white man. That's inexcusable. So I appreciate what you're saying, and you have your work cut out. I'm gonna come here and do my job, and I'm gonna work hard for the residents. But I don't work with people that I don't see any redeeming qualities with, and you kick out your own residents. I'm not.
Okay. And I believe, without a shadow of doubt, that you're going to do your job, in spite of all that you just mentioned, which is 100% wrong. It was totally wrong for my personal email to my pastors, to my colleagues, to be used to call the meeting a road meeting. That was 100% wrong, which I told her that. So we've got to identify and call a spade a spade. As I always say, right is right and wrong is wrong. I understand exactly how you feel. You shouldn't have been put in that predicament. But here we are again. Like I just said, I still think in spite of that, you're still going to do your job like you just said. I'm not trivializing anything that's happening. I'm not here to say pull yourself up by your bootstraps. No. In spite of the difficulties, in spite of what we know is 200% wrong, we still have to do our job. I like those words that you said. We still have to do our job. And a part of that is saying what's right and what's wrong to whoever. And those things are divisive. That's why we're here, to acknowledge those things and not side with anybody who's wrong. And it is difficult. Anyone else from the council?
Yes. Thank you, and thank you for coming. My time is valuable when I come to these meetings. That's why sometimes I will get up and leave if I see it's not going in a direction I was moving the city forward. The purpose of this meeting, I thought, was to look at the rules, and I listened to my colleagues, talk about past incidents, okay, whatever. So since I've been elected 2 years, it's going on 2 years now, and for the first time we hear with you addressing some of the issues that's been going on for a long time. And I sit here and I think about, as a council person, to be called handkerchief head consistently. I've asked that it not be said to me. I don't like it. My mother named me Quincy Murphy. My grandmother actually named me. My constituents elected Councilman Murphy. Those who didn't support me, I represent them. So I represent those who did support me, and I represent those. So right now I represent close to 9,000 residents in the 3rd Ward, and their councilman is not a handkerchief head. And those who know me and know the history of the work that I have done in the past 25-something years know I have helped a whole bunch of people that look like me, majority of them. So to define me like that, and then to see residents come in here with shirts on, with my face on it, and with my colleague Dr. Lewis' face on it, how degrading is that? And to sit here and have to take it and not say nothing, not react to it, to hear people from the audience blurt out. My mother wanted to come to city council, and about 2 weeks ago, my family members, some of them, because they've been anxious to come down here, but I know how my family do. So I did not want them coming there, because if they was in this audience and they heard some of the stuff that was going on, just like I think about a week or two ago, somebody was on this side blurting out to me because they didn't like the decision I made on council. And had my family been in the audience, it would have got ugly. So I told them, no, I don't want y'all coming down here, because I know how I get, because I have a lot of people out here that support me, that know the good work that I have done in the community. So I really don't come up here and try to prove my point to people, because my work speaks for itself. So I ain't gonna go back and pick and choose my battles. And there's just some people I just choose not to deal with, because I don't want to deal with them, probably because of birds of the feather flock together, or it's probably some of the people who they hang around. I just don't want to be. But my point is, when I come to city council meeting and I got an agenda in front of me, my goal and what I was elected to do was to take care of the business of the city of Flint. And me and my colleagues may not always agree with each other. And when I don't agree with you, I don't need, or I don't think my colleagues ought to be degraded, ought to be called stupid, ought to be called white women, ought to be called, you not acting like a lady. All the different words, the characteristics that we are called because we don't support one of our colleagues. That's what democracy looks like. So to sit here and have to be talked to like that, and even to hear the audience calling us names and all of this, and not just me. It takes a certain kind of person to be able to take it. And sometimes it ain't what people say about you, is what you respond to. So sometimes things are not worth responding to, especially when you know it ain't true. I asked the clerk, and I said it before, we need to have some kind of training to, maybe we could break the ice. Maybe you will get me and Councilman Mays in the room together, and maybe we can break the ice, because we got some tension between the two of us for whatever reason or another, because sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you. And not that I'm trying to teach somebody, but if you allow, my mother used to say, a person will only do what you allow for them to do. And anybody who know me know I don't be out here disrespecting people. I don't be calling people names. When I was in high school, I don't call my family names. I don't call my friends' names. When I go to work third shift, I don't be at work calling people out names. We don't call each other, degrading names, because we don't agree. Friends who I've been cool with for years, even when we disagree, you don't hear us on the phone or in person degrading each other, but we get that here on this city council, and that's why the tension is so thick. And I'm glad we had this meeting today, because I was thinking maybe we can get some things resolved. But even when I say I don't like to be called handkerchief head, they still do it. So what do? I could get in the gutter with them, and then we can go back and forth and just be going back and forth. But one of my residents called me today and said, I watched the city council meeting Wednesday, and it was pitiful. I told them, where do you think I went wrong at? Because one thing I don't want to be, as a council person, I don't want to, I am a reflection of you. So when you see me on city council, I don't want you to see me up here hooping and hollering at my colleagues. I don't want you to see me degrading people, because I represent you when I'm sitting behind this podium right here, and it's important that I come up here and conduct myself with decent and in order, and that ain't always the case on city council, but sometimes I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, I admit it. And when we don't want to admit we wrong, and we won't want to do a self-evaluation, be like, okay, should I have handled this differently? Should I have said it differently? Should I have lowered my tone when I was talking, you know, because sometimes I get frustrated on this council and I get to raising my voice because I am so frustrated. And I shouldn't have to feel that kind of feeling coming to the city council. And I shouldn't have to feel that I can vote a different way than you and it'd be okay. I don't need to be degraded, but that's what I don't feel like that, but I mean, I can see some people feel that they are being degraded because they don't vote a certain way, or being name called, being called, I done heard my colleagues being called stupid. Do you know how degrading that is to call somebody stupid? So my colleague, Dr. Lewis, done been through some things, even though she's not here. And I'm not saying she all right, because she has done some things that I don't agree with, but I told her privately. I didn't get on the podium and bash her. That's the difference. And I think what we need to do as a council, we need to learn not to, we're supposed to be a family. We shouldn't be bashing each other. And the biggest thing is this right here. Because some people are Facebook famous when it comes down, and I'm not talking about my colleagues, but you know, some people use Facebook to come and create their narratives. They create these scenarios of what they believe is going on. They take things, they run with it, they twist it. It may not be the truth and all of that. And I still say, my colleagues, we need to stay off of Facebook. I do be on Facebook, but you never see me on Facebook on a site commenting. If somebody tell me about somebody done said something about me on Facebook, let them. They talked about Jesus. They talked about Jesus, so let them be on Facebook. But we get into this Facebook drama. And then so-and-so said something about me on Facebook. You know, I didn't know nothing about your daughter being called that until you brought that up. And I'm like, you know, that's ridiculous. Why are somebody posting those things and then, you know, my colleague Eva and her, you know, another colleague posted a picture. Why are we degrading each other on Facebook? Why are we even going on there commenting on Facebook? We are elected officials, so we're going to make decisions that ain't going to be popular with everybody. That's one of the biggest problems. We are going to Facebook, and then, like y'all said, you know, one of our colleagues probably being counsel on Facebook posting or making comments about, I don't see some things on there that they done said about Eric Mays, even though me and Eric don't agree to things. You'll never see me go on Facebook and be like, Eric Mays this, Eric Mays that, Eric Mays. Even when the public say things about me, I don't go on Facebook and respond. For what? I am here to do the work of the city council business. When I get in this place, my mind is on passing these resolutions to move the city of Flint forward, because it's a lot of moving parts being city council. And we should not be up here talking about Facebook for 2 hours and what he said, she said, and that's what's done happened. And it's done got so bad that if we don't get a hold to it, it's going to get worse. And then with the residents getting into it with each other, a shouting match in the back hallway with Eva Worthy and somebody, if we don't get a hold to this right here, it's going to escalate. And some things, I just recently got into it with somebody that was hollering at me while I was walking out, or right here. First of all, don't holler at me. I'm a grown man. You can talk to me. Anybody who have came to me and disagreed with me have always known that you can always come up to, even AC Dumas, when me and him don't agree with each other. That man know how to call me up on the phone and we can talk about things, and we have talked about things out. And little do you know, me and him have had decent and ordered conversations on the phone about things that was of concern to him. But for you to come down here and think you go holler at somebody, it's almost like that's a bullying tactic that you trying to bully me into. It's just done got ridiculous. I think we need to have some rules in place, because I know we're going to be working on rules to talk about how the audience shout out and holler. We need to be making sure we're not part of the problem when it comes down to us going back and forth with the audience. And we need to have something in place to talk about the Facebook drama with elected officials. And then we need our clerk to work with us to make sure that we have some kind of breaking the ice training to where we go into a retreat as council and come out, and maybe that could break the ice, because there's some serious issues going on with us up here. And just like my colleague said, she'll never get along with Dr. Lewis. I mean, Jesus wants us to forgive. And I understand it comes down to your daughter, and when, I mean, that is possible, you know, and I don't got kids, so I don't know, you know, I mean, you know, that's just, I really can't respond to that, but, I mean, you know, we gotta still try to work together to move this city of Flint forward, because people are counting on us to do the right thing. And if we ain't together, it spills into the community. It spills into the residents, because if we put out that energy or we fight with one another, then you got people that support Eric Mays or other colleagues, and then they feeling that feeling. You know, we done got threats on email or inbox through Facebook. It's done got out of hand, Pastor.
Great. And thank you for sharing. And I agree with you 100%. And that's one of the good things of this session that we had. You know, we can get it out what's within us, and that's good. I also would say that if you come together, come up with those guidelines that addresses all of these negative situations that we have identified tonight. And I also would say that no, I don't think any of you or any of us should be calling one another names. That doesn't lend positive energy to what we're supposed to be doing. Name calling them together.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. And Pastor Harris, while we're having this dialogue, and since I am one who will call somebody named, in this instance, handkerchief, and we really having this dialogue, through you, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Murphy, if you go back and look at this council won a 5-year term, Pastor Harris. Normally it's a 4-year term. But because of the change of the charter, this is a 5-year term for council people who won. I remember when this council was first seated, and probably to this day, this council got more women on it than any council so far in the history of the city of Flint. I think it's 6 women and 3 men. Now, I ain't gonna get into that, because I can't speak for you and I can't speak for other pastors and stuff, but I knew how daddy I think, and I don't want to mistake his thoughts, God bless his soul, but you know, you've been around long enough to know in the Baptist church, men preachers, women preachers, but it's 6 women on this council, historic. And it's a 5-year term. And I refer to myself sometime as the senior council person. And based upon the history of this council, it was certain folks who, on the previous council, I went and knocked doors because I wanted some of it switched around. I had served with them for 3-4 years, and we had these type conversations, and in 3-4 years, nothing changed. So I figured you had to change the people. And so, if Mr. Murphy, who, whether he said me by name, was referring to me, he would have to be honest with himself, and maybe he could chime back in. But when he first got on this council, and you talk about the 5 votes, I had 5 votes for president. It was 4 people who didn't vote for me. And this is important. Murphy, Worthing, Liddell Lewis, and at the time, Herkenroder. Herkenroder and Lewis, in my opinion, had a lot to do with the rules that we operate with now. Before that, Kate Bills had a lot to do with it, and they carried over. Back when Woody Etherly, Chester Simmons, and all of them was on the council, we didn't have these stringent rules. And so it was nothing to penalize people for. People treated each other with common sense and courtesy, and we could talk to the public and do.
When you say rules, you're talking about
the council rules.
Council, how we operate?
Yeah.
What's appropriate, what's not appropriate?
Yeah, you got them attached to that agenda. When you look at them and you compare them to Robert's rules and then the rules now, how people have stacked the deck in favor of the chair and 5 votes and all that, is very problematic. Very problematic. So that's an issue I agree with Mr. Murphy on, but it's easy to see when the rules are not being applied fairly to people. Okay. It's easy to see. Mr. Murphy, if you're honest with himself, he's been voting, in my opinion, with some applying the rules unequal. And Mr. Murphy, if you think back to the beginning of your term, which is my 3rd term, if you look at the recording, you were calling me a disgrace. That was the first type of name call. If you call me a disgrace repeatedly and say we can't get nothing done until we remove this guy, referring to me repeatedly, I'm going to take an opinion. If I see you teaming up with certain folks that happen to be white over the majority of black, then I look at the Urban Dictionary. There ain't no cuss word. The Urban Dictionary says handkerchief-head Negro. Yeah. So at any time that can stop. But what haven't stopped is people condoning the unequal application of the rules. I've had more discipline under this council than any council I've been under. I bet you I've been disciplined wrongfully, in my opinion, under this council more than any council member in the history of the city of Flint. I believe I can make that statement. So it's tough when you fight for your political life and people are condoning wrongdoing and bad behavior. I can only speak for myself. Once I see it, I don't ride the elevator with folks. I don't speak to them in the council office. We don't talk on the phone because you done lost trust. I don't know what they're going to say, right or wrong. And so that's surprising to me. When new council people come on and attack me and call me a disgrace, I done forgot more stuff than what they had done. When I looked up there at Hasselbrink, it was padlocked, weeds everywhere. when we came in and opened that up. Even when I look at the financial crisis, the water crisis, emergency management, and to be constantly called publicly a disgrace. Maurice Davis used to go on his show on Facebook and talk about me like a dog. And I would be tripping. And he would give people the insight, like now that I'm down here with Mays, I see who he is. And that's why I'm glad for the dialogue. Because what I heard Mr. Murphy say, and I'm doing this gently, I don't start picking on folks. They come in here calling me a disgrace and badgering me. Ain't nobody ever been removed from president like that. Somehow they give us 5 votes because of the ambition of new council people. They want to be the president, the vice, the finance chair. It's a 5-year term. It's enough to go around for everybody. I remember when Mr. Murphy had chair when I was elected president, he turned it down. We met with Miss Liddell Lewis at Miss Burns' house prior to her and Miss Burns getting sworn in. Me and Miss Winfrey Carter, the 2 senior council persons, met with them coming in for 3 hours because we knew once they were sworn in, we could no longer have that type of meeting because it would be more than 2. So we did what we could do. But not only black folks, but white folks too. If Mr. Piper is honest, he paid me because I'm a political consultant, but I brought folk over in 8 wards, got signatures, got him on the ballot, knocked doors, stood on the poles, because I wanted Rick Scott. I wanted Kate Fields gone. But it knocked doors for free. But then folks get on here. And my grandmother used to say, they get too big for their bricks. They call it a disgrace, saying we can't move forward until we get this personality. And they consistently vote on the wrong application of the root. So in the vein of what you've been saying today, maybe this open conversation will change folks' minds. But if it don't, I'm going to continue to defend myself. I'm going to continue to attack folks who attack me politically. I mean, think about it, Pastor Harris. Trump told Hillary on the national debate, you look nasty lady. You know what I told her? I would say, who you talking to? I don't like the way your hair swooped to the side. You reaching out, pulling on women's stuff. And they'd have heard me defend myself if I was running against Trump. Now that might not keep me out of heaven. I might have still made it to heaven. But I can't sit and let people on this council or with a platform lie, call me names, do wrong. And I don't believe I'd still be here because they would be lying and setting a narrative and calling names. So from this day on, I wonder if I didn't say the term Jan Marie handkerchief head, if I didn't say nothing wrong. Remember I asked you the other day, from that day, I said, let's just watch and see what happens. You could leave here today, sit and watch what happens, and you're going to see people vote wrong to condone the root. It just surprised me in the last week or 2 that a couple council people wasn't condoning wrongdoing. In our appeal process, some of them voted a certain way. These rules are easy to read, but it's also easy for 5 people to break them and cover up and condone folks' wrongdoing. That's a problem. say major problem. And then some of the ones who do it, they egged on, in my opinion, by a little guy downstairs. Don't forget the little guy downstairs.
The mayor.
Because that guy can egg them on, and he can say to them, I'll go over and cut the weeds in your ward. You just keep that maze down. I'll fill over a pothole on your street. You just keep that maze down. And they move around that type of politics. And it's problematic. But I've learned in this business, just be patient. You know how y'all say just wait. Sometimes you have to peace be still. That's right. Just wait. And it's going to come out. And I've seen council people come and go. And when you come, I'm going to tell you the whole story. I fuss and cuss. Some making me do that. Somebody must have been wrongfully called me a disgrace numerous times. So forth and so this is admission day. And I will admit I'm that type of guy. I might be your past once or twice. But if you keep on like what I'm saying, you can leave here tomorrow. And you're going to say, dang, I just talked to that. Ask me the question, who did or said something wrong, which triggered that? Maybe I trigger it sometime. But I bet you the record will show 8, 9 times out of 10, somebody said did something too.
Can we talk?
Okay, open the church. Can we go home?
Anyone else?
Benediction.
Pastor, I just want to say, I hear what you're saying. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. This council, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to work for the residents of the city of Flint.
Okay.
I don't know how we're going to move forward, but I'm going to do my job. That's the best I can do. So, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else?
So, I don't know if there's anybody else that wants to speak.
Yeah.
Anybody want to say?
There you go.
What about the civilian?
Okay, let me close out.
Y'all, the pastor's good. Y'all good. We'll deal with y'all after the pastor's out. We'll deal with that. But let's try to do it in a certain
Okay, I want to thank you for listening. Thank you so very much. We came down to encourage you. Thank you for the job that you're doing. And if there's anything that we can do to help facilitate this process, we will. I wish, again, ask you, we will continue to do number one, identify wrong when we see it. I mean, we must do that. But right along with identifying it, we must have respect for one another. And then, number 3, we must come up with a plan or guidelines, whatever you all have, to govern it, to keep things from happening and going way out of way. And we're willing to be a part of that process.
Amen.
Thank you for being here.
I think you can play a role, even if we try to distribute funds, even if we try to fix roofs. But we're going to have honest communication as to whether they're here, the 5 of us, or whether somebody who ain't here. You know, I'll communicate with you accurately in my opinion, but my opinion might not be all the time right. But you got to know who's triggering what. And I think you're starting to get a feel for it. You said in that whole last meeting that you seen some things. Are you not getting ready to leave right away?
I stay.
Okay, because it looks like a couple people is itching to communicate. I can't say Papa itching, but I know that this has been giving me signs left and right. If I tell you I'm going to give y'all a chance, whether it's Dan, Maria, or you, or whatever, y'all don't have to distract me. Y'all have to distract me without all this time. Mr. Chairman.
My name is Woodward Papa Jerry, every baby boy.
Amen.
Now, I'm sitting here listening to y'all, and three of y'all act like y'all mad. I want y'all to be mad. Get even. That last meeting y'all had, y'all was talking about that ARPA money. Give these people that ARPA money. All that about, I don't like her, I don't like you. Well, I'm mad at you with vote to put that ARPA budget on the agenda. Whatever y'all gonna do for the people with the roofs, water, or whatever, just be mad. I'm mad, but vote for the people.
That's right. That's right. Who cares who it is?
It's gonna be Man, I ain't gonna be here long. Let me start off by saying, Councilman Murphy, everything I said to you is political, but nothing personal. And it was recess when I said to you, you know Liddell Lewis was wrong and you voted with her. That's what I said to you. You got mad because I said that to you and you started screaming. And if you look at the video, you'll see where I was like, yo, bro, you're an elected official. I can talk to you like that. When we were talking, you don't even answer my phone calls. I told you, Quincy, man, you can't go on the council with emotions. You're going to be talked about. Everybody got family, everybody got friends.
Amen.
You got to talk to your family and say, hey, I'm an elected official. I'm no better than any other elected official. I'm going to be talked about. Period, point blank.
That's right.
That's it. Councilman Mays, when he became president, I came up here to this podium and told him, Councilman Mays, you no longer is just the first ward council person. You have to elevate with your position now. You are president. You got to gather 5 votes. I tell him, hey man, you need to stop talking about 1926 and all this other stuff. I tell him that. I say, hey man, you can't break the rules. Just walk up to the line, bend the rules, stick and move, jump in, jump out. To the pastors, Pastor Harris, I apologize. I didn't know that you didn't know. But at the same time, Christopher Martin has done it over and over again, where he give you half truth.
Yeah, that's true.
And get you out there. You might not have to say anything, but by your presence, by you standing up there with him, you are associated, guilty by association. And by you standing there, that makes people talk about you, Jaleel, Christopher Martin, Liddell Lewis, and everybody else. I'm gonna say this, I gotta go, but how do we fix this? One, everybody vote independently. You vote for what the people want. You vote for what's right. Not because it's a clique. You vote for what the people want. Pastor Harris and all the other pastors, when we went after GISD and we got together and we would have meetings, the pastors and the activists, we would have meetings and talk about the issues that was going on here in the city of Flint. Everything was working. We had beat GISD, we had forced Ridgeway White to the table. He wanted to own the schools. We had forced him to where, no, the school district owned the schools. We forced them to start working with us and supporting us instead of trying to make decisions for us. We had did that until Christopher Martin came to meetings.
Christopher Martin came to the meeting, everything stopped. He had broke up everything. I'm calling it like it is because that's what happened. You cannot have people at your table that you know is destructive and have hidden agendas. In order for us to work together, we have to work together in transparency, no hidden agendas, and working for the people. And until we do that, it's going to be chaos like this right here.
Now, I hope that made him feel good better because he
No,
signed, I thought he was directing traffic with Pastor Harris, I appreciate your stand because at the end between you and Pastor Thompson and the other, yeah, I want to end this prayer with whatever y'all say. Okay. All right, thanks.
Hi, my name is Carol McIntosh. At 6524 Greenwood Drive, Michigan. The first thing that I would like to say as a taxpaying resident, this city has been through a lot. We have yet as residents to receive $1 from the water price. Okay? Nobody went to jail. It was open that this could have been prohibited or derailed or addressed much further in advance than it was. We were just left out there like sitting ducks by our government. Okay, and nobody's paid the price for us. But yet out of some of those funds, we've seen large organizations as well organized and well financed be able to tap into these funds. Okay? Now we are with the ARPA funds. And we were given those funds by the federal government to help taxpayers, regular old Joe Blows. Yet here we have well-organized, well-connected, well-financed people divvying in the funds before the residents can even see a dime.
I'm on my way down there.
This fight is about people trying to get the money to the residents. And people that the residents have elected to represent them, blocking them from what the federal government has given them due to what they paid into the federal government system. This is what's owed them due to how our government has been operating, and they determined that the people deserve it. However, they came up with the formula, and we got to fight the local government to get a roof. But yet, here you got these big organizations, can get them 40, 50, 100,000, X amount of thousands. Don't keep acting like you blessing these people with my federal dollars for their personal financial wealth and generational wealth, pretending like you're giving me all these services. We see you, whether you show up to this meeting or not. We know when you divvy in our funds, yet we can never get $1, that it is organized crime. And the reason it's criminal because the government told you to give it to me, and you won't. When the federal government says it's mine, and you sit here and can't get your vote together to bless me, I see you, and I don't care who your cousin is, I don't care who you roll with, I don't care why you rolling with them, I don't care how you put perfume on a pig. I know corruption when I see it. I know when you are stealing. I know when you are lying. I don't care who you collude up with. I don't care what kind of title they carry. I don't care who their cousin is. I don't care how many times they've been in office. When you can be in office for decades, and yet nobody from the public can recall anything you've done for the individual citizens, it is no question in my mind. You are compromised. We see you.
Hey, family, we got to cut off because I got to make it to the crib for me and we're just going to do the show. I'll see y'all in a minute.